Thank you for joining me today for this update. Dr. Robert Gilbert changed and improved the lives of so many people with his spiritual knowledge and teachings, including myself. I have a partner who's been helping me ramrod this investigation. Shout out to you and thank you. I know the audience will appreciate your effort. If you can bear with me, I'm working alone in the studio here, but I do have a lot of information to share. So I'm going to pull some stuff up now, and we'll take a look at this blank obituary. Now, on March 27th, 2025, we spoke to the crematorium and asked two questions. First, what date was Dr. Gilbert cremated? And second, what is the name of the individual who arranged for the cremation? And the crematorium stated that the person who arranged it requested complete secrecy. And the same individual also set up this blank obituary. And I'll show you, when you click on the obituary, this is what it looks like on the legacy.com website. And it's blank because when you click on it, this is what you get. Part 2, the coroner red flag. Next, we submitted a public records request to the Clark County Coroner's Office asking if his death was officially recorded. I'll show you the response. This is the coroner's response right here. You can read it carefully if you want to. What Rachel's response confirms is no coroner case, no autopsy, no investigation, despite multiple searches using both date of birth and date of death. Robert J. Gilbert does not exist in the official death investigation system. They are directing us to the health district, and they're saying that the Nevada death certificates are not public. So even though the circumstances are clearly suspicious, Rachel did not escalate this to an investigator or medical examiner. But the bottom line is we now have no death certificate available to the public, no coroner involvement, no verification from the crematorium, no official paper trail confirming that Robert J. Gilbert died. A person, Jennifer Barnes, who benefited financially and professionally, controls his home, company, and public image, has not responded to inquiries, may be living in his $2 million house. And I'll cover that again in a few minutes. We did actually confirm that it appears that she is in the house. And so this is now more than suspicion. It's shaping into a potential case of identity fraud, death concealment, estate exploitation, or even a faked death. So next we submitted a request urging the coroner investigator or forensic death review panel to look at the case. Part 3, the suspicious deed. So first, let me show you the home. This is the $2 million home that belonged to Dr. Robert Gilbert. Yes, he is from North Carolina. Some of you may not know that he bought this home in recent years, just within the last few years, in Nevada. And it's a luxury home. You can see it there on the screen. And I'm also going to show you a deed. We discovered a strange deed that has Dr. Gilbert transferring his $2 million property to himself and an unnamed successor. But as you will see in a moment, today I identified the unnamed successor as Jennifer Barnes. But let's take a look at the deed first. And I'm not going to read through the whole thing. I'm just going to show it to you. And if you want, you can pause and you can look at it more closely if you'd like. But this document you're looking at is a restricted assessor's copy. So it doesn't include the full details of the transaction, like the name of the new trustee or the owner, for example. We needed to confirm who holds the trust and potentially the estate, so we requested the full deed from the Clark County Recorder's Office. Uh-oh. I don't have that ready to show you. All right, bear with me for a moment here. Oh, God. Damn it. So here I pulled something up on the screen to show you. And you'll notice at the top line, it says Barnes, Jennifer. And then when you click on that, this is what you get. And again, it lists Jennifer Barnes there. And I'll explain what this means. You're looking at a certificate of incumbency recorded on April 3rd, 2025, 2 months after Robert's supposed death, which formally lists Jennifer Barnes, the Robert Joseph Gilbert Trust, and Robert Joseph Gilbert. And crucially, it ties Jennifer Barnes to the trust and the property, parcel 16436811042, which is his house there in Nevada that we took a look at a few minutes ago. And I do have the full certificate of incumbency coming. I haven't received it yet. I believe it's 3 pages, but that's the reason why I can't share it with you, is I haven't received it yet. What a certificate of incumbency is, it's a legal document that certifies who holds legal authority to act on behalf of a trust or corporation. In this case, it likely declares Jennifer Barnes as the current or successor trustee of the Robert Joseph Gilbert Trust. And once I receive it, we'll be able to actually verify that. But we're 99.9% sure that that's what it's going to say, because we could see that from what we already looked at. What this strongly implies is that Jennifer is now in control of the trust that owns Robert's $2 million house. This transfer of control occurred after his supposed death, but with no public death certificate, coroner record, obituary, or memorial. This is the first and only document we found that puts her legally in control of Gilbert's estate, and it was quietly recorded with the county. Part 4, Dr. Robert Gilbert's children. And sometimes subscribers or people in the audience have very, very valuable information. And so I got a comment from Lisa. I won't share. I'll show you the comment. You can see it there. And then she also sent a email as well. This is Lisa's email. So let me just look real quick. And the comment reads, "What about his daughter or daughters? He was married to Elizabeth McKay. There's a Facebook picture of them from back in 2013 or so. Daughters' names Iona and Alexandra. And I do believe it is Alexandra, not Alexandria. And I've heard I actually know about Alexandra. I've seen Dr. Robert Gilbert with her before and mention her before. I never knew about Iona, but that was very helpful. And then Lisa also sent an email, and let's take a look at the email that she sent as well. And the email, "Hi there, I commented on your YouTube video about Dr. Gilbert. I went through Elizabeth McKay's Facebook profile and found the enclosed photo." So here's a photo of Dr. Gilbert and his children. I believe a post was taken off of her profile, however, relating to the end of their marriage. My gut tells me something is not right about this. He was fiercely private, but this goes beyond that. He was scheduled for classes and events. Something happened too quickly. He seemed very healthy, and I am a physician, and so I know what illness looks like. Big shout out to Lisa. Thank you for that. I'm sure that the audience will appreciate that. And we are concerned for Dr. Gilbert's children, that they receive any will or inheritance due, and that they are safe and cared for. We believe they are with their mother, hopefully. Part 5. Jennifer Barnes treats Dr. Gilbert like a brand rather than a person. And I'll show you guys this email. This week, Jennifer Barnes sent this Vesica email. Let me pull it up. And Jennifer Barnes sent this Vesica email to Dr. Gilbert's students this past week. If you want to read it, you can read it. It's up to you. What the email confirms is she is actively monetizing Robert's legacy. This email is essentially a posthumous sales pitch, turning Robert's death into a marketing tool to sell his course catalog while avoiding any transparency about his passing. Key red flags: no mention of the cause, date, or manner of death. And that's an interesting point, because remember that she's sending this to his students, right? And the biggest question that all of his students have right now is what the heck happened to him, and why all the secrecy and the cover-up. But here it is, Jennifer, no mention of the cause, date, or manner of death. Instead of clarity, she gives sentimental vagueness. He cheers us on from the spiritual plane. She frames it as learning from Robert while directly profiting from the courses. This creates a financial incentive to avoid discussing the details of his death, to maintain the illusion of his active presence, and to continue his name and likeness as a revenue stream. The sale directly funds a vaulted archive project. This introduces a new product funnel built entirely on posthumous content. It treats Robert as a brand, not a deceased person. there's no authenticity in her acknowledgement or grief, legacy, or accountability. I apologize. There's no authenticity in her acknowledgement of grief, legacy, or accountability. It's a business campaign in spiritual clothing. Very well put. What this implies to the investigation, Jennifer is now the public face of Vesica, holding all its assets, products, and messaging power. She has formally tied herself to the trust and the home, as confirmed in the recent certificate of incumbency. She's using Robert's name to generate ongoing income. With no legal proof or death available, with no legal proof of death available to the public, and total silence from the crematorium and coroner, this email supports a theory of financial exploitation, estate concealment, and public manipulation. Part 6. Alternatives to Vesica. And in a moment, I'll show something to you guys on screen. And Cynthia Hoven is a Rosicrucian teacher, like Dr. Gilbert was, and like myself. But Cynthia is a very special teacher. Not only does she teach anthroposophy and spiritual science, which is the work of Rudolf Steiner, but she also teaches the spiritual movements known as eurythmy, physical movements, originally taught by Rudolf Steiner. And Rudolf Steiner's teachings were the ones that resonated with Dr. Robert Gilbert personally during his spiritual journey. And he often talked about what resonated with him personally was Rudolf Steiner and the Rosicrucian teachings. Cynthia's website is eurythmyonline.com, and her YouTube channel is just her name, Cynthia Hoven. But most of her stuff is done online by registering at her website and using Zoom or receiving info by email. And Cynthia teaches everyone. You do not have to pay. She welcomes donations. You can also visit my YouTube homepage for additional channels, like the Rudolf Steiner Press Audio YouTube channel. Thank you for joining me.